Good afternoon and welcome to Cardiff City Stadium. We are here today for our Under-21s fixture between Cardiff City and Charlton Athletic in the Under-21s PDL. My name is Tom Hopkins. I'm joined today by Jake Hastings. Jake, welcome to CCS. What are you looking forward to about today's fixture?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. You know, Cardiff had a tough start to the season, so they'll be hoping they can bounce back, and no better place to do it at the Cardiff City Stadium.
Of course, we had a couple of fixtures here recently, and City doing well in those, picking up a bit of form after going a couple of weeks without any points to really claim at the start of 2026. Both sides just warming up at the moment as we get ready for the lineups here. For those unfamiliar with the league table, Charlton Athletic and Cardiff City very close to each other on that table, but I will now read the lineup. We've got Daniel Higgs 1, Noah Williams 2, Jack Thomas 3, Matthew Apt at 4, Captain Jack Kingdon at 5, Elias Tabono at 6 with Manny Barton at 7, Robert Tankovic at 8, Jake Davis 9, Trey George 10, and finally Josh Beecher 11. Substitutes today: Josh Donovan in goal, Sekou Kaba, Harry Watts, Caden Voice and Gabriel Keita. Strong lineup for the young Bluebirds today, including the likes, of course, of Tankovic, who is back after a period of injury earlier in the season. Just that final huddle ahead of kick-off. Trey George to kick off now for the Bluebirds. George back to Higgs just to kick off the match here in Cardiff City Stadium. Higgs goes long. Defensive header is flicked back and out for a corner kick early on. Quick gain of territory there for Cardiff City, and the first set piece going our way. Jack Thomas to take this one. City's number 3. Looks to be an in-swinger off that left foot. And it comes now towards the back post. Bit of a coming together, and the goalkeeper looked to punch it away. Didn't manage to get the contact, and goal kick given. Complaints by the goalkeeper there. Perhaps a bit of interference from some blue shirts, but nothing given. He's got the ball either way. Keeper goes to his right. Hardy again, this time going left towards Ty Owens Findlay. Brought it up, and that's a throw in now for Charlton Athletic. Ruben Reid going back to number 6, Findlay. Cycling balls, they come up now on this far side. Charlton Athletic getting in towards the area. Cross comes in. That's a corner kick for Charlton Athletic. Bit of a coming together, I think, in the effort for the clearance there.
It's a good tackle though by Jack Thomas.
It certainly was. I think he'll be all right. Referee seems to think he'll recover just a little bit of a knock, but
yeah,
he did very well there. Only 2 minutes played, and we've got a second corner kick of the afternoon. And it comes, it's an outswinger. Gets past the blue shirts, but also No real connection. Throw in now for Cardiff City at this near side. To go back there. Trey George just works it out wide towards Beecher. Back to George. Got 3 shirts around him, but he's dispossessed. Almost gets away with it, however. Keeper clears past the halfway line. Now to Jack Kingdon, skipper. Comfortable enough here with Noel Williams on his right and Bono in the left centre-back position today. Quickly over to the far side with Jack Thomas and working around nicely as Jake Dennis gets involved. Bono now just shifts his way off to Kingdon. Kingdon now plays ball up that right side, quite direct as he looks to find Manny Barton. Keeper does stay switched on, collects it calmly enough and then distributes back to his centre backs. There's a battle there. Kingdon does well, just winning the header. Williams in support does play it back to De Bono and takes a few steps before going to his left now. Thomas again. Looks to dart in, but opts not to. De Bono and Thomas. Thomas playing a bit more centrally now. Josh Beecher, who's dropped into his own half. City just comfortable to pass around the back at the moment, looking for a gap in the armour.
Yeah, they'll be hoping they can just hold off Charlton, take control of the game. They've done that a few times. Last time I watched them against Swansea, they had most of the ball, but the issue was creating any chance in the final third, so they'll be hoping they can do that. And obviously last time they were here, winning 4-1 against Colchester, they'll be hoping they can replicate that today.
So you're doing well under pressure here. Josh Beecher has to drop back really far there just to keep the ball safely. But City looking to progress quite nicely with their passing. Crisp stuff really under pressure as well. As we see there, Dan Higgs did well, stayed switched on to find De Bono again.
Lots of talking as well. You don't really notice it when they play over at Letcliffe, but you can hear everything in here. It's very, very loud.
Oh, that's a shame that he's been caught offside there. City just looking like they'd beaten the press, getting into the other half, but
it's a good start though, keeping hold of that ball, inviting Charlton in to pressurise them and then obviously taking advantage of those spaces. But as I said, they need to take advantage of that early on and maybe get an early goal here to really take control of the game.
free kick is finally taken. That's Paris Lock on the far side, just holding the ball up a bit at the moment. He's got Jack Thomas for company. Thomas does well. It's away the throw-in, unfortunately, but good defensive work again from Jack there. He's a kind of player that you do want to have in your team, very tenacious in defence and good going forwards as well. Comes centrally now towards Jacob Safa, but not going as planned for the Addicts.
Both teams almost just trying to suss each other out so you can make the first moves, but City are holding firm and they're keeping hold of a lot of the ball, which is good to see.
Exactly that, and I think, as you mentioned earlier, just that hearing how just how vocal they are down on the pitch means that it's intense for them, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a big moment to play, obviously play at the Cardiff City Stadium, no matter the game. So we're hoping they can take advantage of that.
Yeah. Charlton Athletic now just in possession of City, look to battle back and get it. The edge of their third. Tayo and Swindley just on the ball now, the centre back. Goes forward to Ruben Reid. City have done well to dispossess there. Tankovic's on the ball, does a nice little turn and finds Josh Beecher.
Very well there.
Left-footed, looks as though he'd gone for the cross, but slightly overhit it, I think. But good in transition from the Bluebirds, isn't it?
Yeah, it was good to see there from Robert Tankovic. You know, he could have actually played Manny Barton through, but he decided to hold it up, and it's a great ball over the top. Just unfortunate, can't hit the target there.
Now Reid on this far side. Gets into a bit of a foot race, but Matty Apted as well. Just gets the ball and it's a throw in for the Addicts, but good work there from the midfielder. Loves to get involved defensively. Tayo and Swindley just goes back to Mason Hunter on this near side. Keeper George Hardy now with the ball just at the edge of his area. Looks to send it long, it goes high. Jack Thomas beaten to the header, but ball comes towards the edge of the area. It's played out wide again. Phoenix Valentine just plays back to Paris Locke. Cross comes in, but it's headed away by Lawrence de Bono. Seems that Charlton Athletic are really mixing up how they're going around the attack, isn't it? They like to utilise these crosses, but at the same time they can be a little more direct on the floor as well.
Yeah, they've driven into the box a few times, but also on that right hand side, taking advantage of doubling up with the fullback. So yeah, as you said, it's been a different approach from them in many scenarios, but I'd probably say they've had more of the ball here in the opening, going forward in the final third.
That swinger comes on in. It's a glancing header, it looked like, by Jake Davis. Helped it out. Charlton Athletic look to go again. They've been looking to really build up their control of this match so far in the last 5 minutes or so. City just reorganising defensively though, everybody inside their own half. Aside from Davis there, just stepping up slightly. Mason Hunter now just comes to his left to Tayo and Swindley. Crossfield kick from Ewan Swindley, and a bit of a coming together there. Looked to be a bit of a foul perhaps on Jack Thomas, but no, says the referee, and that cross comes in and very nearly converted. Big early chance for the visitors, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big early chance for Charlton's Jacob Safa. It's almost just a bit too far for him to reach out and toe poke it. Maybe he could have gone for his head, but it's an early warning sign for City. I think that's the first big chance of the game. Neither side's really had a chance to take control of the game, but as we said, they're having lots of joy out on that right-hand side. It's a great ball into the box.
Exactly, isn't it? And Jack Thomas is tied up with the one player. He's got somebody else behind him. That's where the cross comes in from. It's a brilliant cross to come in. Really fine margins there, but City perhaps need to be aware of that going forward.
City almost inviting themselves into some early pressure here with the balls around the back. Maybe they just need to get the ball further up the pitch and cause some damage, because that's where they've got these really talented players in the front three. Fast, energetic. Jake Davis, Manny Barton, these are players that can really cause an impact driving forward.
Charlton Athletic again now just comfortable on the ball. City not having as much of it as they'd like you'd think at this point in the match, but need to focus on winning it back and keeping it. Ball goes up from George Hardy to number 4, Ruin and Misser, and then recycled again. Back just about inside the Charlton Athletic half. Jacob Safa, who very nearly involved in that, well, it could have been a first goal, dropped in a bit just to help out from midfield. Now City have won it thanks to Matty Apter's touch there. Goes to Barton, in turn back to Noel Williams. Now, Jack Kingdon's involved, the skipper, launches it forwards towards Jake Davis. Does well there just to keep that alive. Manny Barton certainly beating the offside trap this time. Coming on in towards the area, got red shirts around him, onto his right foot. No, cuts back. Looks for the support in Rob Shankovic, but pass not coming as he'd liked, and now it's going back the other way. Charlton Athletic looking perhaps to counter as they run into the midfield. Good effort there from Jack Kingdon, just getting the ball out of play, staying switched on. Certainly leading by example, as he tends to do from that centre-back position. Jack Thomas just gets that header down towards Josh Peacher. Peacher back to Elias Bono, who just looks for a bit of calmness, it seems, just gesturing for that. Gets it from his teammate to reposition while he has the ball.
I think it's a game where City have recognised they're going to have to play with the ball on the floor. Jake Davis up against their 2 centre-backs who are both very, very tall. So it will have to be a case of City either getting in behind, because we know he's got some pace.
Exactly that, and Manny Barton as well, of course, not lacking for pace himself.
As we just saw there. So
good ball out there to Noel Williams, and it looked like a narrow call, I think the right one, but very nearly coming off the right way for Cardiff City. And Manny always poised on this right hand side, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a few times I've seen him play on the right and on the left, so it's interesting to see really which is his favoured position. But yeah, as we said, he's so direct, as we saw there, so direct. Just that end product is what City are missing, and hopefully they can find that soon.
Yeah, crossfield ball now, Jack Thompson a bit of a battle. That's a goal kick in the end. Well done by Jack. Both players having their hands up in the air to call for that one and claim it. Danny Higgs just rolls the ball to Elias Bono. Looks like he'll take this goal kick short. Kingdon now. Bit of risk there involved, but the ball does get to Elias Bono safely enough in the end.
Good pass there. Great ball from Matty Apter, if he can get there. Seems to be where City are going to have the most joy is out on these flanks. We've definitely seen that early on.
Bono now again. Back to Higgs.
City can handle the pressure though. Alastair Bono and Jack Kingdon, both very good centre-backs with the ball at their feet, as you can see here with him driving forward.
Yeah, a bit of a run from him then. Lays it off pretty well to Jake Davis, who had dropped in from that central attacking position. Josh Peacher just overhit the cross, unfortunately. Just needs to...
The idea was there though.
Certainly, yeah, just needs to get his eye in, I think. For those who were watching us last time at CCS, or yeah, it would have been last time at CCS, I think he came on and got 2 assists from similar positions. It's on that left side, crossing in nicely. So it's clearly a part of his game plan and how he likes to get involved. George Hardy just going out to his right and back and forth. Trying to keep him centre back. Goes long this time. Ball just about remains in the Charlton Athletic half. Throw in for the visitors now on that far side. Back again and resetting to Hardy.
Dan Purse very vocal on that sideline, very vocal.
Certainly is. I think it's part of the game, isn't it, when the 21's just coaching these systems and reminding members of the team. But City looking well regimented here in defence. Very tightly packed. Not having an in there for the visitors to exploit. That's a miss-hit pass. City getting the throw in now.
Everyone behind the ball, they're very resolute, forcing that mistake, which will please Darren Purse.
Jack Thomas with the throw in. Trey George involved. And Thomas now centrally again. Towards Kingdon on the near side. Comes forward and finds Noah Williams. He's tackled though, but Andy Barton's in a bit of a foot race. He gets back to keeper George Hardy. Hardy again now. Tayoun Swindley on the near side. Powerful pass back. Bit of whip on that one. Foul against Manny, unfortunately there.
It's a good press though. They can hear Darren Purse on the sideline shouting at Jake Davis to close down the keeper there, which he did, and forced a mistake.
Yeah. Going well for City in that regard. Just not letting them have that same freedom that they did perhaps earlier in the match. Good work there from Tankovic, just getting on the end of that loose ball and setting up a nice couple of passes. He has a ball again. Now here comes that lower cross down towards Beecher. Goes to cut it back on that left foot towards Jake Davis, but it's cleared.
Great ball from Tankovic there to find Beecher.
Yeah, just doing well involving himself going forward, isn't he? From the free kick. Charlton Athletic inevitably go long, but yeah, as you say, great touch there from Jack Thomas. Brings it down nicely. Obviously, if he'd messed that one up, it could have been dangerous for the Bluebirds. Trey George let that one run, but does manage to keep on to the ball. Good stuff from Trey, and he goes back to Jack Thomas again. City's number 3 goes to Danny Higgs, in turn to Jack Kingdon. Now Higgs again. Over to the other centre back, Elias De Bono. Just a bit less rushed, I think. Perhaps inviting on that press, you'd think. After just dropping in from midfield, and Jankovic on his near side now. Just mistouched the ball though, and he's dispossessed by Ruben Reid, and that's a foul against the Bluebirds. Now another free kick.
It's been a very open start to the game though. I don't think either side's really taken control of it. I mean, in the recent moments, City have had a lot of the ball, but Charlton started the game, I think, better than Cardiff, so.
Yeah, we've had like the different 5-minute periods of each side having majority of possession.
as I said, both teams just almost trying to force each other into a mistake. Who can make that mistake first?
Well done there by Jack Kingdon, just knowing exactly where Higgs was and finding him without taking the touch.
Great ball. Oh,
Ball in towards Barton, and from where I'm stood, it looked a really close call, that.
yeah, I thought he timed that run actually quite well, but who knows?
Perhaps one for the replay.
Either way, though, it's encouraging to see that they can break those lines. As we said, that's probably how Cardiff are going to have to play with their centre-backs being so tall, and if they can get that ball in, he might, just offside Manny Barton, but it's a great run from him, and if City can exploit that, then chances will come.
Yeah, good call in the end. I think Manny kind of held off on the run for as long as he could, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ball didn't quite come in time for him, but again, such fine margins when you're playing that way. Cleared by De Bono. On the far side with that throw in. George Hardy going forward towards Jacob Saffa. Hardy again. Saffa just trying to break the press. Matt Apter in the midfield manages to get a good foot to the ball there. Advantage played, but entirely certain it was a foul. Low cross comes in, but it's cleared away by Elias De Bono. A foul against Josh Beecher there.
I think that's where City will have to be wary. So Charlton have got a lot of pace in their side that we've seen. Quick counter-attack from them.
Exactly that. I think the whole thing with the City press, obviously, is it opens up the space in the middle of the field, and if you get past that, then you've got acres of space to...
Yeah, especially on a pitch this size. It's a very open game.
Yep. City hopefully remaining just switched on for this one here as it comes in towards the back post. Cleared away in the end by Apter, but ball rushes out on the near side, must have throw in for Cardiff City. Noel Williams with the ball in hand. Looking for options around him. Trey George comes in. Plenty of red shirts around him. Dispossessed there. No foul, says the referee. Manny Barton just adding the pressure, forcing Charlton Athletic back into their own half, now on the halfway line. Jacob Saffa just back to Tyrone Swindley. Hardy on the ball. Just look around, goes back to Ewan Findlay. Ruben Reid takes on Manny Barton here, cuts in onto his right and then plays a ball down the line. Noel Williams now challenged by Bradley Tago. Ball is crossed in low, cut back, but Trey George does well to cut that one out. And now City have the ball again. Rob Chankovic looks to keep the ball alive and does so.
Well done.
Good work there by Jake Davis, who finds Manny Barton. Got Trey George to his left in support, but goes right towards Josh Beecher. Beecher sees George, puts it in towards Jack Thomas, plus a sliding challenge to keep it out of the area and away from danger. City now do have the ball, however. Beecher again on his left foot. That ball is ever rising. He's hit it on the half volley. Good attacking intent from Cardiff City, though.
Yeah, it's good to see. I just think the final pass is lacking. They can almost play that ball in quicker. You know, they're holding up trying to see if they can play that perfect ball in behind, and then by the time they've looked to do that, the forwards have run offside. But it's encouraging signs for sure.
Charlton Athletic go long. Back into the City half though. Trey George with space in the midfield. Jake Davis to the left. Back to Jack Thomas. After to Kingdon, and Kingdon now onto the near side with Noah Williams. Back to the skipper on the halfway line. Goes straight ahead towards Beecher, who makes the pass towards De Bono, but a bit of frustration here in the gantry at that shot. Perhaps a bit more could have been done.
Yeah, poor choice really. Had a lot of space and time there. Keane Dixon. Yeah, as you said, it's a very open game almost. There's lots of pockets of space. I don't know if that's just because we're up here in the gantry and we can see it all, but I think it's quite evident there's a lot of space.
Barton now with, not Barton, sorry, it was Jack Thomas with that cross. Looking to find Barton actually, but not quite connected with it as he'd liked. That's out for a throw in. Just behind Jake Davis in the end on that replay. Now throw-in goes long. Trey George on his left foot perhaps, takes a shot. With the first touch that he took the ball away a bit more than he liked. But now, Charlton Athletic on the counter. Estepano is challenged, but does well, plays it back to Higgs. Higgs goes forwards. It's in towards Ian Svindley. Keeper Hardy. Out to his right. And Mason Hunter, who goes down the line. Past Jack Thomas and for Estepano to claim with the throw-in. Just past the half-hour mark now. 15 minutes plus stop just to go in this first half.
How would you assess the first 30 minutes, Tom?
Bit of a chess match really, isn't it? Proper back and forth, and tactically the two sides trying to work each other out. Few chances and not very many clear-cut ones at all, but that's due to the defensive work of both teams. I think they're doing really well just stifling these opportunities.
Yeah, I think the opportunities are there for Cardiff as well, though when they go forward it's just about staying on side and trying to find that pass in behind. But yeah, as you said, it definitely is a chess match. Both teams just almost matching each other.
Quick one too with Hardy, who then sends that ball long. Jack Thomas does well on the end there, just deflects the header away. Footwork by Ruben Reid. Plays it back towards Jacob Safra, and the cross comes in from that far side. But once again, there's nobody there to connect with it. Another big chance for Charlton Athletic.
I think that's where City have to be wary on that left-hand side. But it's almost a story of both teams. Neither teams have got anyone in the box when they've not been able to find the players that are in the box when they put it in.
Yeah, these low crosses do create a bit of tension, don't they, when they do come in. Findlay just goes back. Here's Lacaratabwa. George Hardy goes long. Headed forward by De Bono towards Apto, who's brought down, perhaps not cynically, but certainly late. Free kick for Cardiff City.
I think City need to utilise the middle of that pitch more. There's so much space in the middle, and you know, Matty Apto, you know what he can do when he drives forward with the ball. Trey George as well, such an agile player. I think if they can utilise the middle of the pitch more and then find the players in behind or the players out wide, Cardiff will start to make an impact.
Back and forth between the centre-backs now. Kingdon comes up. It's a bit of a run. It's towards Trey George. Finds him, and George just under pressure, looking to make a turn perhaps, and no, just back to safety with Danny Higgs. Higgs then with the cross-field kick. Looking for Josh Beecher, who's running onto the ball, but is headed away instead. Good City press there, forcing a mistake, but the ball does eventually come back towards Hardy. Keeper just takes a look around. Ball coming to his left. Hadley Tago just under pressure, but playing the ball off in the end. Nice to Bono winning the header from that long ball that's delivered. City just encouraged now from the sidelines to increase that press, and Manny Barton wins the ball as a result of that. Cleared away, however, but Tankovic is there. Finds Apter, and Apter in turn towards Trey George. Now Josh Beecher onto his left foot. Goes for the low cross to find Jake Davis, but it's cut out well, and that's another good example of the press really paying off, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great example, really. It's a great ball in the box as well, just lacking of bodies. Obviously all the lads still trying to catch up with the play after breaking away forward, but it's a great sign for City. They can break the lines in behind. It's great to see them all working hard for each other if they lose that ball back.
I know Williams in the overlapping run with Manny Barton on the ball on that right side. However, it's cut out. A few too many red shirts all compacting that defensive line. Bono has it now in space.
It's very attacking from City, as you can see. Almost they've got 5 players up in that final third of the defensive line. Clearly not wanting to play through the middle today. But if they can get that ball up to those players, then we know they can make an impact.
Tankovic clips that ball over towards his near side to find Noah Williams. Not quite got the connection though. Ruben Reid with that fancy footwork, but
well done.
It's doubled up on, and Manny Barton wins it in the end. Barton now plays back to Matty Apter. He's looking for Jake Davis. Still in the City half now. Charlton Athletic now having the ball. Chance to reset for the Addicts. Lacaratabwa just goes for the cross-field kick. I think he's perhaps massively overhit that one. Yeah, it's gone off and out for a goal kick. City though just tenacious defensively.
Yeah, neither side really being able to make a breakthrough. It'd be interesting to see at half-time if there's any changes made from either side.
You wondered only because obviously it's 0-0 and both sides have been fairly evenly matched, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't say either side's been bad at all. It's just almost matching each other stride for stride. Almost waiting for a mistake, feels like. Both playing a high press.
Matty Apter now on the ball from Jack Thomas. Kingdon goes forward. towards Jake Davis, who puts Mason Hunter under pressure. George Hardy's out to collect. Ewan Svindley now under pressure from Manny Barton. Back to the keeper again, which seems to be just the default whenever City look to press. Throw in now for the visitors. Now in the midfield, Ruben Reid free, just to get into the City area. Not far side, we've got space. Safa looks to cross in, but it's gone out for a goal kick.
2 players down here.
Yeah, 2 City players just stretching a little, I think. Yeah, Matty Apter and Jack Thomas receiving some treatment.
Gives a chance for both sides to regroup and assess. I mean, obviously only a few minutes now till half time, but I think we're a game that's so even that this is probably a good chance to for Percy to try and get his words across to the players, see where they can make that impact on in behind, and yeah.
Yeah, certainly right, and I think you can see that alongside other coaches, including Mark Bloxham as well, just probably reiterating those same messages and crucially just advising a really even match so far. And I think if it ends, well, if the first half ends 0-0, it'll be a fair reflection of how both sides have played.
Hopefully City aren't forced into early substitutions here. There's a strong bench though, players to come on.
Yeah, I hope not. I think Matty Apter seems to be walking unaided, as is Jack Thomas. Maybe just
Wonder if the Jack Thomas one's from the challenge that he faced at the start of the game. See if maybe he hasn't been able to shake off the knock. So it kind of just went down unattended.
Yeah, perhaps.
But obviously there is Caden Voice on the bench, another left back who can come on, and he's got a great wand of a left foot and some great work rate we've seen from him since he joined the club in January.
Yeah, he has done well, made a good impact, and gets involved defensively and going forward, which is quite crucial, I think, for this side. So we'll start play with 9 City players on the pitch. Matty Apter's allowed back on first, then Jack Thomas. Good to see that, at least hopefully see it through to half time.
Yeah, Matty Apter looks to be moving more comfortable than Jack Thomas. Over on that left-hand side, still looks like he's struggling.
Hopefully it's one where just that interval in at half time will just give him the chance to be assessed and treated a bit more thoroughly, perhaps. Danny Higgs now just with the ball at his feet, in no rush to get it going, perhaps inviting that press on. press isn't coming, so Danny opts to go long instead. Jack Thomas as well, just bringing that down on his left foot. Goes to play in Josh Beecher, but gets out nicely on that far side. Now allows Bono in a bit of a battle on the halfway line. Trey George is involved and forces Charlton Athletic back to that defensive line. Bono again, just getting back in position after his first involvement since coming back onto the field there. Nice clipped ball there, but Jack does well to read it and get on the end of it, playing in at the after. Coming together there, and Jack very nearly onto it. Grabs Cutter of a shot, rolling along the floor, and Danny Higgs gets it easily enough in the end. Plays it out towards Noel Williams. Kingdon, after again, back to Higgs. Got Leicester Bono to his left and Trey George ahead of him. Both players now passing between each other. Jack Kingdon, centre back, looks up the field and goes instead to his right with Noah Williams there. Into the Addicts half, but Noah's still got the ball. Plays it in towards Tankovic, and he's got a bit more space, I think, than he's realised. Taking the shot, and it's gone right down towards the keeper. But what a ball that is from Noah Williams, who's beaten the offside trap quite handily there. Unlucky from Rob, he's just not got the connection he'd have liked, and I think it's perhaps due to him not being entirely aware of the amount of space he'd been granted inside the area.
Definitely City's biggest chance of the half so far. I think, as you said, I don't think he maybe realised how much time he had.
Good again from City though, and Noah Williams with his first real involvement going forward. I think he's been really good defensively so far, but that was a great run from him and a great weighted pass in towards Tankovic. Bono now just clipping the ball forward towards Jake Davis, but Hardy's there again. I can take it back towards Jacob Safa. Safa to Makaratebwa. And now George Hardy again, just towards Safa. In front of him, off to the right it goes. Now down the line. Phoenix Valentine just in a bit of a foot race to get towards the ball, but it's a throw-in instead to Cardiff City. Leicester Bono did well there. Now Thomas towards George, and Bono sends it long. Good pass out from Apter towards Manny Barton. Jake Davis involved again. Wins a throw-in. Played 45 minutes now, so I can't imagine there'll be too much in stoppages, maybe a couple of minutes. It's Noel Williams just eyes up his options from the throw-in. Manny Barton's in space behind him. He's looked at him a couple of times and opted against it. Now the whistle goes for half-time. I think 0-0, a fair score going in at half-time.
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, both teams have had a big chance. There was a big chance at the start for Charlton, but that chance of the air for Rob Tankovic. I think, as you said, I don't think he maybe realised how much time. If he'd maybe taken an extra touch or set himself, he could have picked out a far corner or the near post. But yeah, neither side will be unhappy with that half. I think it's been pretty even.
Yeah, one perhaps I think to tweak when you're doing through the team talk and what's happened there, rather than a full change of how City want to be setting out. But we'll leave you with the first half highlights. It's in about 15 minutes here on Cardiff City TV. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Cardiff City TV for this afternoon's under-21s fixture between Cardiff City and Charlton Athletic. The score 0-0 at half-time, following a really tense opening half here in the Welsh capital. About to get underway with the second half here, and it looks as though there's going to be a substitution for Cardiff City. Two changes, in fact. Sekou Kaba and Harry Watts coming into play. It's underway now. Ball into the City area early on in the second half. Towards Felix Valentine. Mason Hunter clips that ball forwards. Ruben and Missa has to get the cross in. It's a corner kick for Charlton Athletic. Missa standing over this one, looks to be an outswinger on that right foot. Here comes the corner kick. Goes free inside the area. Headed away and out for another corner kick. Bit of space inside the area there that the ball was just allowed to fly into. Another stern test here. Just important that City start the second half with that same intensity that they ended the first. Missa again with that right foot from the corner kick. Headed away by De Bono and then cleared subsequently. Not as far as City may have liked, and Rob Sankovic as well there, just gets on the end of that. Clip ball out wide, heads it for a throw-in. Jake Charlton seemingly wanted to get away with this one, just in control of the ball. Started the first half really well, haven't they?
Yes, quite similar to the start of this half. The first half, this half is similar, I'd say, because Charlton started the half well. They had a few chances, but you know, for City, it's about settling down the game again, how they did in that first half. Obviously, bringing Harry Watson and Sekou Kaba on. Hopefully, they can make an impact. But yeah, it was such a level game in that first half that both teams were almost looking for each other to make a mistake. Big chance at the end of the first half for Rob Sankovic for Cardiff City.
Yeah, it seems as though it's Josh Beecher and Matty After who've been replaced during the break, but two certainly capable players who will be excited to be out there today and on this pitch in particular. Obviously playing on a full-size pitch like this one is not something they get to do every week, but something I'm sure they relish. Ball goes in towards Manny Barton there, who gets that low cross in nicely and forces a good clearance by Josh Lakarutabwa, the captain for the Addicts. Now City get to respond with a corner kick of their own. Thomas now lines up the corner and it comes towards that back post and it's just palmed away by George Hardy, and that's a crucial interception by the goalkeeper there. So you keep it alive though. Nice to Bono with that clipped cross It's unfortunate with the header not quite on target, but it's still in play as Jake Davis launches it off his right foot, but George Hardy again, they're having to remain switched on, and two really important involvements from him in quick succession, really. Good work by the goalkeeper now as City have reset and to press the Addicts. Good work there by Rob Tankiewicz, really good stuff. Sekou Kaba almost disappeared rather. Ball still alive, and Bono clears to safety under a bit of pressure. Now on this near side, plenty of blue shirts around the red this time. Mason Hunter just with a bit of time to push central towards Akira Tabwa. Keeper George Hardy just out of frame, stepped up quite a fair bit to help out that defensive line in possession.
Charlton just trying to settle this game down. A very frantic start to this first half, or second half shall I say. But yeah, very similar, both teams matching each other.
Fairly obvious foul there on Trey George. He did well just to turn under pressure and look as though he's going to win that ball quite quickly. Tankiewicz goes back to Kingdon. To his right, it's Kingdon's again. Harry Watts involved in the midfield. Noah Williams wins the throw-in. Now on the far side, just off the halfway line. Got options around him for this throw-in. He'll go forwards. Jake Davis invaded the space and gets into a bit of a foot race, wins the throw-in in the end. Pushing around the area, the ball goes back and towards Watts. Barton this time. It's cut out by Ruben Reid. Barton with the foul there just stops the counter dead in its tracks. Ruben Reid to take this one, goes back. Little 1-2, Reid again. Clip ball forward towards the City area, but Jack Kingdon's switched on to it and just heads it neatly down. Now nice to Bono after City reset. Brings it down towards his near side. Now Jack Thomas on that left foot. In turn clips it forward, looking for Sekou Kaba. A bit of a battle, and he's won it there. I think he's offside rather than it being a foul. Linesman flag was up, but
Tough
stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's tough call that from the lino.
Certainly is.
Could have seen either way. Might just be the wrong side of the defender there.
Yeah, but I think the flag was up fairly quickly, so a lot of conviction from the linesman. But good intent from the Bluebirds and good battling from Kaba to win that ball without committing the foul, crucially as well. George Hardy now, just under pressure, goes long. Noah Williams did well there, just setting that one up in the first place, and City have the throw in. Williams again, going in towards Barton, who clips it in neatly towards Trey George. Finds a bit of space, and Noah Williams within it. Does concede the throw in, however. Reid takes it quickly. Bit of involvement with Tayu and Findlay. So Kaba steps in to win that ball though. Now it's brought down. Passed over to George. Rebounded. Manny Barton looked to get a shot away, but instead it's bounced up and it's cleared. Good little half chance for the Bluebirds there. Jack Thomas now on this near side. He looked to amp the tempo perhaps. Harry Watts plays in towards Sekou Kaba. Can he keep it in?
And
just about.
Very well there, Sekou Kaba.
Sekou dispossessed, unfortunately. He's looked to play along the goal line. Ball is now kept in by a really good touch from Paris Locke. And no mistake from Elias Bono, who sends that one pretty much right down the tunnel if he could help it.
Almost feels like a game of maybe only one goal. Just whoever can get that first goal can really take the game in stride, because I think Cardiff have started this second half very well, very attacking, which is what Dan would have wanted to see.
You're certainly right. It's been good discipline shown by both sides, I think. Not rushing their chances. And conversely, you know, they're defending really well on both sides of the pitch here. Yeah, that ball's a little speculative, and Jack Kingdon's comfortable enough to play that back towards his goalkeeper. Higgs then sets up Kingdon. Loads of space for Trey George, and there's a nice little back heel towards Sekou Kaba now. Watts did well with that pass out. Sub to sub, and Jack Thomas just playing around with crossing off that left foot. Manages to do so, second time of asking there. Clearance is sent high and away, but City will have the throw in.
It's good work from City to cross that ball across the pitch at such speed, and it shows, you know, they don't have to force it down one side. They can take it back and reverse it, and take it down the other side.
I think the cut passes we saw just there, where they were really quite incisive, mean that when they do have the space within the midfield, they're able to take advantage of those passing lines.
For sure. They just need to avoid doing things like that.
Of course, yeah, Jack Kingdon under a little bit more pressure than he'd have liked. But Jake Davis as well, just to set up Manny Barton here as he gets into the area, onto that left foot perhaps, takes a shot, it's deflected and it's in for a goal. Really good work there by the young Bluebirds.
It's been coming.
It really has. Well, we could have seen it coming either way, to be honest, I think, but based on just the performance so far in this second half, City deservedly ahead now. Taking a bit of a nick with the shot off that left foot, and he's just shown Manny Barton, doesn't he? As you said earlier, he can play on either side, on the left or on the right. He's cut in there from the right. Obviously the shot has had a little bit of help, but there'll be no complaints for anybody of a City persuasion about that one. Really nicely set up as well, as City were threatening in the last couple of minutes.
It's great to see Jake Davis and, you know, Manny Barton, great link-up play on that right-hand side. Just back heel from Jake Davis there to let into Manny Barton, and he drove into the box and realised that, as we said with Rob Tankovic and that chance he had in the first half, maybe he didn't realise how much time he had, and Manny Barton, I think, did realise how much time he was able to set himself. Obviously big deflection, but they all count, so...
Certainly, it was going on target in the first place. Yeah. It's just that it sent the keeper off balance, and he'll take that one all day long. Now, how will Charlton Athletic respond to that one, and how will City up the ante defensively? A foul, says the referee there for that one. Jake Davis, I think it was, who hit the floor. That's Jack Thomas doing really well just to slide in and block that shot, as we saw throughout the match really. He's come in and got those crucial interceptions late on. Charlton not giving up yet though. Good intensity shown from both sides here in response to that first goal. And if we, as you've said, Jake, really have matched stride for stride both sides throughout the match so far. And
yeah, it felt almost just who could get that first goal. Obviously Charlton here responding quite quickly, but oof. Almost giving a commentator's curse there, but yeah, we felt as whoever could get that first goal could really take control of the game, but actually Charlton have responded quite well since going behind.
Yeah, I think perhaps Jack Thomas wanted to make that one a little lower when he was heading it. I think he certainly didn't put any power on the header. It wasn't meant to go out of play. I think it was meant to be one for the keeper to be able to catch, but safety there with Danny Higgs, I think. Right idea under that kind of pressure to just tip it over his crossbar. Corner kick comes in now, however. Looks like it's running out, but no. Ruben Reid is there again. Really has been involved in some of the best stuff from the Addicts, I think, today. Frustrating figure for the Bluebirds. Now the throw in. Deep in the City area. The City half, rather. Reid now under pressure. I think that's Harry Watts there with the foul, yeah. Indeed it was. Right idea from Harry, but perhaps a little heavier than he'd have liked. Got into a foot race for the ball and just come out second best in that instance. It's a good location to have a free kick from. Couple options here. You wonder if they'll go direct or opt for the cross instead. High and wide by the looks of it. Let off for City there from a good position, but a warning perhaps for the young Bluebirds that this isn't over yet.
No, it's been a quick response actually since going behind from Charlton. Obviously, Cardiff almost the architect of one of their goals, but it's just if Cardiff can carry on playing, they started the second half so well. If they can keep it up, I don't see why they can't just take this game away from Charlton.
Exactly that, and if Charlton, as the game progresses, if they get a bit more desperate to find that goal, it leaves them open defensively then, you'd think.
Yeah, exactly.
This won't be the same level-headed performance we've seen from both sides.
And there's a lot of space in behind for both teams.
Offside there against Sekou Kaba. Back to George Hardy for the visitors. Goalkeeper goes out to his left. Pressure from Manny Barton and Jake Davis there onto Hardy. Watts as well in midfield, just heads it down, but it's picked up by the Addicts. Look to reset now. Phoenix Valentine just gesturing for a bit of calm, I think, in possession. As Charlton Athletic look to get into the City half. They're held up though. Trey George doing well, just hassling. Sekou Kaba just receiving some encouragement from the touchline. Darren Pearce obviously wants to see him as a big part of this press, and no reason why not for the substitute. He's been good so far since his introduction at the start of the second half. Good work there by Jack Thomas. Just read that ball really well, winning the header, more or less uncontested. Now Ruben Reid allowed a bit of space. He cuts inside onto the right foot, but it's right down towards Danny Higgs.
I think that's where City have to be wary. Quick turnover and playing the amount of space he's got there to drive in and shoot will be something they have to be wary of. But obviously if they're pressing, the amount of press that Cardiff are doing, if the ball gets around them, then they do run the risk of that happening.
Yeah, certainly right. Simple enough for Danny Higgs there to collect, but it's a threat of what it could have been if it'd gone either way around him. Don't think Reid will have a more clear-cut chance to shoot. than what he was allowed there. Charlton Athletic again, just looking to break back into the City half, and here they are. Reed with the ball now, under pressure from Annie Barton. His pass is loose, however. There's a foul against Trey George in response to him picking up that loose ball. Substitution, it seems, first of the afternoon, I think, for Charlton Athletic. Number 16, Shia Lee Burnham, coming on.
I think it's probably a good point for Cardiff to have that breaking player. They're under a lot of pressure since going behind, and gives a chance for Darren Purse to talk to his side.
Kaheem Dixon making way for Burnham there. Interesting to see just what the substitution looks to bring to the flow of the game so far. Sekou Kaba involved again there. Really good stuff there by Tankovic. Just that awareness to find the space. Almost fainted going back to that defensive line. Good again, Tankovic. Headed forward towards George. Oof. Now Jack Thomas with a brilliant shot without taking a touch. And there's a fairly blatant collision there on Jack Thomas, perhaps.
A very venomous strike from him.
Yeah, really good stuff. Just look at the build-up here. Laid off nicely to him, and he really puts his laces through it, doesn't he? Knows where he's placing it, and the power is there as well. Takes a bit of a spill from George Hardy as well, but safe in the end for the Addicts. Now it's Rob Tankovic and Jack Thomas just stood over this free kick waiting for permission to take it, I think. Bit of treatment for one of the Charlton Athletic players. Hopefully he'll be able to continue. Paris Larkin, a bit of discomfort it seemed, but looks happy enough to walk this one off, I think. As both City players just deliberate, I think, over who's going to take this one. Looks like it'll be Jack Thomas. And it comes off the left foot towards that back post. Nicely worked in the end. Unfortunate, I think, that Esteban not quite connected as he'd liked. You'd think perhaps with that movement that he'd like to cross it back in.
Yeah, it's a great ball into the box from Jack Thomas. Just trying to see.
A good curl on it. Don't think he's trying to shoot from there, really, is he? It's a bit of a tight angle off that right foot especially, but Charlton Athletic now looking to get into City's final third. Back to the halfway line with Mason Hunter. Back to Hunter. Just weighing up their options as they get again into the City half now. Akratabwa out to that far side. Again, the centre-backs just passing between each other. City not allowing much space in the midfield this time. Forcing Akratabwa to just drop back before the clip ball comes into this near side. Calls of a handball, but nothing given inside the City area. Jake Davis as well, winning that header and goes up for another. Sekou Kaba nearly heads it towards Davis, but Just out for a throw in, and we'll get another substitution here. That's number 12, Samuel Washington Amoa. Coming on for Paris Locke. Perhaps felt he couldn't continue after that knock just a few minutes ago. Just over 20 minutes remaining here at CCS.
Been interesting into the game to see whether City go for that second goal or whether they're happy to sit on it, because Charlton have looked dangerous as they come forward again here.
Exactly that, and here's Ruben Reid again, playing it forwards and inside the City area. City pressing well, however, and that's a yellow card if I've ever seen one. Good work there from Manny Barton. Just get the ball away first and foremost, and then, you know, he won the foul as well, but took a bit of a clattering with it. But I think with Manny in particular, if you look at just the amount of games that he's played this season between under 18s and 21s, that game plan, how much it must be benefiting him.
Yeah, for sure. He's improving every week. You know, see there he's playing in the forward position, but he's back helping the defence. He's got a constant work rate, always running, and a player that's really impressed me today.
City just quickly dispossessed now, and in that transition, just taking a bit of a nick, I think, perhaps off Bono's heel.
Darren Purser shouting that they need to liven up.
And you can see why perhaps he wouldn't be too happy. There's a bit of an overlap there initially, but as I said, Elias does well, I think, just makes himself big enough in that defensive position, gets a bit of a nick off his foot, I think. Now the cross comes in, floats towards that back post really, but so you do need to clear it nonetheless, and that's good work by Jake Davis, and in the end comes right out as well off his line. Good press from him. Manny Barton just caught between two players there, but still trying to get involved. Ruben Reid now on the ball. Charlton Athletic really have just kind of upped the possession in the last 5-10 minutes, haven't they? They've had the most of it since conceding that goal, I think, overall.
Yeah, it's almost the game's changed. They've almost needed that goal to liven up, but here comes City. Big chance for them.
Jake Davis plays it into Manny Barton. Barton on the right foot. I think it's the right option to take the shot in the end, but unfortunately, really, he's not got the power on it he'd have liked, and it's gone right towards George Hardy, who's collected it easily enough. But I think Charlton Athletic just in there kind of rushed to make the most of what time they have left and the chance to get an equaliser. Perhaps is a sign of the mistakes that they may be making. So you just need to capitalise on them, of course. Nice to Bono now in a foot race to get back to the ball. Danny Higgs just there, waiting for the pass, gets it and distributes nicely in the end. Out towards his right with Noah Williams. Williams can't quite reach George, however. It's Ruben Reid. He's tackled by Rob Tankovic. Good work from him. And now City opt to come towards his near side. Jack Thomas, he's got Jake Davis ahead of him, finds him nicely enough. Harry Watts made the overlapping run on this near side, but he's gone back to safety with Thomas instead. Now City passing it around through Tankovic towards Kingdon on the far side. Oh, he's picked a nice line there, Jack Kingdon, but the run to meet the ball just wasn't on. That's out for a goal kick in the end for the visitors. George Hardy just plays it forwards towards one of the centre backs. Kingdon gets his head on that long ball, and it's quickly recycled by Cardiff City. Lester Bonner now with the ball, number 6, goes to that cross-field kick to find Manny Barton. Can he keep it in? Not quite. Throw in for the visitors inside their own half here. Back to George Hardy, bit of a reset now by the Addicts. Space in the midfield. Hardy again, under pressure by Jake Davis. Manny Barton starting the press, but it was clipped long. Kingdon again on the end of that one. Harry Watts pushed in the back perhaps, but dispossessed when he tries to bring the ball down with his chest. Now a bit too much space perhaps from a City perspective as Charlton get the ball around. Cross comes in towards that back post, and it's would be dangerous really if not for Danny Higgs being switched onto it, catching it on the bounce and distributing neatly in the end. Rolling the ball to Bono, who in turn finds Jack Thomas. Has been held up here. Bit of a pull on the shirt for Jack, but he's done a really good job just getting back on his feet and playing the ball as much as possible. And that's a free kick in the end. Great work by Jack Thomas.
Not really sure why they're complaining there. That was a foul if I've ever seen one.
No, I think it goes on for a good 10 seconds or so. It's a prolonged foul. A lot of hard work there by Jack, and part of the game plan, I think, the type of player he is, he knows, you know, the clock's running down, so if he can hold on to it and win a foul, do that rather than simply pass it away. Backing himself in that situation.
The game's almost gone back to how the first half was, both teams matching each other. City maybe soaking up more of the pressure this time, but the next goal is so important. If there is a next goal, wonder if Cardiff will go for the next goal or if they'll just sit on that 1-0 lead.
That's a good question, isn't it? And I think that it's one of them in that way, because they haven't had as much of the ball, they'd like to think perhaps they'll attack more on the counter now, City. That's a yellow card for Rob Tankovic, just for that foul there just past the halfway line. Professional foul, I think, by Rob. Just nip that counter in the bud before it becomes potentially dangerous. Ruben Reid now to Mason Hunter from that free kick. Tabwa to Hunter again. Phoenix Valentine then clips it forwards to Washington Amora, but Harry Watts involved there alongside Sekou Kaba. Does a good job, but City now battling and have lost the ball. Watts again,
good challenge. Really good challenge. Been really impressed with the 2 substitutes that came on at half time. I think they've made a real impact in this second half.
Yeah, they have. I think they've shored up defensively really well, haven't they? Sekou did a good job there as well. It is, unfortunately, it is judged to have been a corner kick, but a real 50-50 call, I think. Perhaps unlucky there. No, Ruben Amita. Right-footed corner kick. Tankovic just gets a foot to it, and now City look to come on the counter. Pace with Jake Davis. Manny Barton in support across the field.
He's done well there.
Loads of ground made up. Cross comes in, but headed away. Harry Watts looks to be dispossessed, but instead Manny Barton's there just to play it back to Jack Thomas. Jack Thomas now on this near side towards Sekou Kaba. Kaba deliberates and goes back to Thomas. Left-footed. Cross comes in. Headed away, but that's recycled quickly to Tankovic. Now Manny Barton takes a shot on. Calls for a handball, but nothing given. Charlton now in possession, though under pressure. Shirt pull in the end, I think, meaning foul for the visitors, but City just showing how potent they can be and how quick they are in that transition to counter-attack here.
Yeah, it's a driving run from Jake Davis. We know he's got that pace. I think it's just a City almost forcing it into the box. They don't need to do that. I don't think they have a height really on the pitch to beat the Charlton players to the ball. So I think they're better off maybe just recycling the ball and keeping hold of it.
Yeah, as we saw as we saw from our goal, it came from playing it along the floor.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You called, I think, in the first 10 minutes of perhaps a need for us to do that to be effective in this fixture. So perhaps just remind themselves of that with 10 minutes to go. The way forward for Cardiff City. I think it's Charlton Athletic who need a goal more than Cardiff City do. It's certainly the case. Ball's played down the line, and Elias Bono is there. Back in position again, just right-footed, swings it and clears it away. But now Charlton come again. Fancy footwork, but it's a good challenge in the end. I think that's Trey George. No, Jack Kingdon, sorry, with the challenge. Really good stuff from the captain. Shirley Burnham. Back to Washington and Moat. Jack Thomas involved and just does enough. Carver now just fortunate really just with that, but wins the foul
Done
in the
well
end.
there. Very well.
Yeah, made up for that mistake, didn't he?
A lot of hard work from the Manny Barton and Sekou Kaba defensively this second half, and it's been needed.
Yeah, certainly a full team effort.
Be interesting to see if City make any more subs. Obviously, if Jack Thomas going down in that first half, he's seemed to recovered pretty well. But as looks like Caden Voice is going to come on.
So 14 and 15 for Charlton Athletic. That's Ellis McMillan and Maximilian Kaczynski. Jack Thomas coming off there. Great shift from him on the left. Getting his plaudits, I think, from Darren Pearce when he came off, and rightfully so. Took a bit of a knock in the first half, but played through it and came out all the stronger, I think, in the second half.
Yeah, been superb today.
First involvement there for Caden Voice. Got a big head on that one.
I think I've been really impressed today with Jake Davis. Not the biggest forward, but he's really put himself about against the two Charlton centre-backs, and he's made a massive impact, and obviously picked up the assist for the goal.
Good work there by Bono, just a bit short with the pass from Kingdon, but cleared it safely. And as you say, Davis there with that touch just to bring it down and
Superb.
keep it alive. It's Cabo just ahead of him. Caden Voice now with his first couple of touches while on the pitch. De Bono just fainted going across to Kingdon, but not really ever going to make that pass. And Trey George with a great touch now before playing in Sekou Kaba on this left-hand side. And I wouldn't have said he might have been offside there, but linesman's been pretty spot on today, so
Yeah.
I won't question it. But
Oh, I think he's on there.
I think he is on in that case, yeah, but little we can do from it, I'm afraid. Nonetheless, that free kick was taken, and Charlton Athletic just weighing up their options, I think, with just under 8 minutes remaining. No foul, says the referee. Caden Voice now, just with that left foot, comes in across the field. Fantastic stuff, and Manny Barton cuts it in. Just the shot rather, not quite as quick as he'd have liked, and it's blocked. But he's still alive, and Out for a throw-in now on this near side for the visitors.
Big chance there, but as we mentioned earlier, Caden Voice, we know he's got that left foot. He can get that ball into the box. Just thought Trey George was going to pick out that far corner, but Charlton did well to get back and deny him.
Yeah, it's good defending by the Addicts. Bit of an overlap on that far side perhaps, but Manny Barton just gets back in position quickly. Keeps that ball in the Charlton Athletic half. He comes up, but Danny Higgs is there. Could have perhaps got a glove on that one, I think, but instead Charlton Athletic just looking to reset, but City have won the ball back. Sekou Kaba does really well, and what a touch that is by Jake Davis. Passed away now to Manny Barton. Barton across to Trey George, back. It's a good idea, isn't it? He's in so much space, Trey, but the ball's gone just behind him rather than into the space that he's running into.
Such a quick counter-attack there. City getting lucky at the other end of the pitch. But yeah, as you said, just behind him. I almost wonder if he could have taken it himself.
Yeah, you wonder so. I think it's about equal numbers, isn't it, between red and blue shirts.
Yeah, just a bit over here and behind him.
Leisterbono does really well there, just a neat little touch and plays it out. I think he's one of those players who's really grown into his role, I think, as the season's gone on within the 21 side.
Yeah, I think Leisterbono he looks so mature in that defence, almost like he's been playing for years. He's so comfortable on the ball for a centre-back as well.
Barton with a quick 1-2 with Noah Williams there, who I'm surprised he's still running as hard as he is given how many yards he's had today. Deflected cross, went for the low option, which has been really effective, I think, for Cardiff City so far. Sekou Kaba on this near side just needs to keep that pressure up. On Phoenix Valentine, who goes safety behind him.
Almost there though, I think. No, Williams, he doesn't even need to put the ball in the box. He could almost just reverse it, and City can keep a hold of the ball and maybe just keep it about. It's all about game management for them now.
It certainly is, and I think that'll... Well, it's increasingly important as the score remains as it is with a few minutes left. Minimise those mistakes, and that's a bit of an unfortunate foul there, but not in a inherently dangerous position with a good 30-odd yards out. Just a little too eager, I think, from Caden. Ruben and Messer stood over this one. Plenty of instructions being shouted from both sides here, both sidelines that is. Cross comes in towards that back post. There's a battle up in the air, but it's brought down in the end. Charlton Athletic still have the ball.
Good block.
Great work in the end by Caden Voice. Good block, just watching it and not committing prematurely. Now Sekou Kaba just to free Harry Watts into him. It's Jake Davis now on this near side and into Charlton Athletic half. Rob Shankovic's made an overlapping run, but it's Harry Watts instead that he opts for. Plenty of space for Watts.
Not forcing the ball there either, Jake Davis. Just, as I said, just keep the ball, recycle it. There's no need.
We all know the result is the most important thing here, isn't it?
Yeah.
With a couple of minutes left and holding on, not for dear life as such, but with only a goal ahead. Impromptu kind of defending there by George Hardy, who comes out and heads the ball away. Rob Tankovic just shooting his man down, and good work again from Noah Williams, just teamed up well with his teammate Tankovic and committed to cutting out the cross before it came in. City just quite compact at the moment. A few tentative runs at Charlton Athletic, but it's a free kick. Tayuan's Findlay now, near the halfway line. Maximilian Kuczynski from centre back just played that one forward. He's got the ball again now here, the 15. Caden Voice with a good header there. Bono back to Higgs in goal. Good distribution from him there, just narrowly wide. Just over the head of Manny Barton. Trey George just getting in those hard yards again. Restarting the press. Still working hard.
Forward players, they haven't stopped running for Cardiff. I'm not really sure how they're doing it, but...
No, but dangerous moment here for City. Just need to maintain that composure. No Williams does so. Good communication between him and the skipper, Jack Kingdon, there, just to make sure who's committing to getting the ball and who's going to take the clearance. But Charlton Athletic come again. Good link-up play as they look towards getting into the area. Now a chance to shoot perhaps centrally. Leister Bonham's there and he slides in. Makes a crucial block. Jack Davis just dropped in. Starting the press perhaps, or...
Good challenge again.
Really good stuff, and takes 3 red shirts for Jake Davis to lose a ball, but that's an entirely unforced error there with that pass. And throw in now for Cardiff City. I can't imagine there'll be much left on stoppages.
No, not been too much stoppage in this second half. This has been a good performance so far from City in the second half, just staying very resolute. And these, these are sort of moments, that build these under 21 players. Can they hold on for the win? Game management's so key.
Of course, I don't want to curse anything, of course, but
no, neither
just
do
so professional so far. You need to keep it going now. And these dying few moments, you think, of what has been a really low scoring but entertaining certainly match between two sides operating effectively in CCS. Manny Barton just clears that one away left footed. No messing about from him there under pressure inside his own area. Towns Findlay just plays it back to his right to Phoenix Valentine. Kuczynski now. Forwards, and Harry Watson involved once again. Jake Davis brings it down. Got a bit of space for himself, just running it out towards the touchline, but pass is wasted. Caden Voice has just switched on as ever there. Since coming on, he's been really effective, I think, in that defensive role, filling in nicely where Jack Thomas served equally well. Now City do have the ball. Just offside, unfortunately.
Well, we said not much added time, but it feels like a lot of added time here.
It really does, doesn't it? I think that's possibly because we're from a Cardiff City perspective. we want this one to be over with. Jake Davis trying to get involved there again. Rob Tankovic just gets his foot under that one. Ball goes high with the clearance, but chance again now for Charlton Athletic to come forwards. Cross comes in, brought down, but only into the path of Jack Kingdon. Trey George now with a bit of space in midfield. Blue shirts round him. Can he keep hold of the ball? Not quite. Play on, says the referee. Advantage, I think. Ruben Reid, who's a bit of fancy footwork from him.
Oh, great defending from De Bono.
Again, just really switched on stuff. Fainted going for the shot, I think, and trying to clip it forward towards one of his teammates, but City just so switched on. As that cross comes in, it's the header, goes straight into the floor though. And Higgs, what's the rush to pick that one up? There is none.
Cardiff,
there we go.
Cardiff preparing a substitution as well, whether they'll get a chance to make it.
I think with the free kick, Darren Pearson wanted to bring on Gabriel Keita, but I think he wasn't too happy then that it was taken quickly. So Gabriel may not get the chance. Referee just checking his watch quickly. Danny Higgs does well just to send that one long.
There we go.
And there we have it. The ending to a really entertaining match here at Cardiff City Stadium. Two sides that you can really see why they've ended up so close to each other on that league table so far this season. I think they're now level on points, I believe.
Yeah, just for a 1-0 game, it was very entertaining. The first half, both teams matching each other, and then in the second half, almost very similar. But Cardiff finding that breakthrough, the great goal between Manny Barton and Jake Davis. Manny Barton with the goal, but I was really impressed with those two up front. And I think just the work rate from the overall team. Alas De Bono, he was superb for me at the back, so resolute, and I think Cardiff can be really proud of that performance.
Of course, another game coming up soon for the 21s, and you can join us via audio on Cardiff City TV tonight for our first team fixture in League One against Barnsley. That being away from home and kicking off at 7:45. We'll leave you with the second half highlights, and hope you've enjoyed your afternoon here on Cardiff City TV with us.